What's up, Powder fam? How are you guys doing today? Firstly, I just want to apologise for not putting up a video for the past week or so. I've been travelling around Europe with Monica. We've had crazy holiday vacation kind of thing. It really has been spontaneous and crazy. Monica's parents have flown over and met my parents, which has been really cool. I know it's no excuse, but I haven't put up a video, so I really am sorry about that. Yeah, moving on to today's video. Basically, I've realised recently that I have been gearing my whole channel towards my relationship with Monica, and I haven't had a chance to actually tell you guys about me and about who I am. You guys only know about Sam and Monica, you don't know about Sam Patterson. So I thought, let's use this channel to give a much more kind of personal insight into my personal life, rather than just my relationship, which can be mainly over on Sam and Monica channel. So to start off with that, I asked you guys on YouTube and Twitter and Instagram what kind of videos you want to see. A lot of you answered stuff about my pets. I've got a number of animals, and I know you guys have definitely met Tilly before, my dog, but I haven't really talked about my animals much and told you guys about them. So I thought in this video, you guys can meet my pets, basically. So let's start off with Tilly. You guys know Tilly. Her name is Matilda. She's a black Labrador. She's 12 years old. She is incredible. She's my gorgeous girl. She's got a bit of a problem recently, actually, because, you know, she's 12 years old and she still looks like a puppy. She's doing absolutely brilliantly for her age. A couple of problems she's having recently is, for example, firstly, she's got this big kind of buildup of toxins on her side. It's made kind of a lump on the side of her body. We took her to a vet, and the vet basically said, look, it's not bothering her, she's not trying to bite at it, it's not causing her any harm or discomfort whatsoever, so I wouldn't do anything, because if we did do something, we could perform surgery on her and remove it. Because she's 12 years old, she's an old dog, she may not wake up again from the anesthetic. So we've just made the decision to keep it. It's not harming her, it's not affecting her, but it's always going to be there, unfortunately. The second thing is slightly more serious, and that's with old age, her leg is starting to hurt a little bit, and she's hopping around a little bit sometimes. And that's because when she was a puppy, a very annoying little girl dropped her. So she was literally a couple of weeks old, and this little girl picked her up, probably had her about 3 foot in the air, and just dropped her on the ground, and it really damaged her leg. And we had to spend about £2,500, £3,000 on putting a metal plate in her leg and giving her all this medication, and my mum still gives her like cod liver oil and a bunch of different things to kind of ease it up so it's not, so it's not painful. But I think in her old age, it's kind of getting harder and harder for her to run on it, just because, at the end of the day, she does have a metal plate in her leg, and in doggy years, well, she's 12 years old, so in doggy years, she's an 84-year-old woman, isn't she? Over the years, I've taught Tilly a bunch of tricks, and she's a really well-behaved, gorgeous dog. Like, honestly, anybody could go up to her and she'd just roll on her back and start, well, wait for them to tickle her. Literally, whenever my mum goes in the field to see the horses, to feed the horses, or to ride them or something, I'll get onto the horses in a bit, we just let Tilly off and she just kind of runs around our land, which is perfect because we don't need to take her on walks all the time and don't need to take her to a doggy park, so we're very privileged like that. So that's Matilda. The second is a bunny that we have. We actually had 2 bunny rabbits. One was called Lulu and one was called Flopsy, I think, but Flopsy died a few years ago. And I always made this joke, basically it was my sister that got these rabbits, although they're not really my sister's rabbits anymore, because it's more my mum that takes care of the rabbit. When my sister first got these rabbits, I would call them Kilometron 3000 and Kilometron 3001, because I couldn't remember their names. So I did that to annoy my sister, just a little petty brother thing. Yeah, no, Lulu is an absolute beast. She's 7 years old now, and she's very spoiled. I always say Lulu's like treated like a princess because she's got 2 houses. She's got one outside, which is like a 2-tiered. Do you remember when you were younger, did you have a Wendy house? It was like a little kind of fake house that you had in the garden to play in. And we had this one with like 2 floors, and it had like a little, obviously fake kitchen area, and like a living room area, and I had like a little mattress upstairs to sleep on and stuff like that. It was quite cool. But obviously when I outgrew that, we put the rabbits in that, so they had like a bunny paradise, like a bunny palace. And then obviously during the colder months, when it gets too cold for them to stay outside, they come inside, and she's got her hutch and all that place that she can run around inside. She's not very house trained though. That's the thing with Lulu, is because she spent all her life outside, and my sister hasn't really spent too much time with her. She's not really trained for the house, so she gets on really well with Tilly. Like, they've never had any kind of, I don't know, arguments in doggy buddy fashion. Also, Monica is obsessed with the way she eats. Like, whenever she eats, she crunches like crazy, because obviously rabbits have got 2 massive front teeth. So whenever we give her like some lettuce or a carrot or something like that, you hear her crunching away at it, and it's Monica's favourite thing in the world, which is quite funny. So moving on to our horses now. We have 3 horses currently. We've had a number in the past. We got up to having about 7 or 8 at one point. Simply because there's no reason for it. There's no business behind it. My mum is just obsessed with horses. Like, honestly, absolutely obsessed with horses. Like, it's like me being obsessed with Monica. That's mum with horses. So at the moment, I'll start from Peggy. Peggy's the oldest. So she is a Welsh Section A. She's guessing on for 30 now. I think she's about 25, 26 years old. So she's an old pony. She's very thin. She's had a bunch of problems recently. So just as a precaution, I know it sounds sad, but just as a precaution, every time I go to America, I say goodbye to her just in case she's not here when I come back, which is very sad to think about, but I always want to be kind of prepared and be able to say my goodbyes for if, because she is on her last legs at the end of the day. She's hobbling around the field. She can't move anything faster than a couple of miles an hour. She's had a history of laminitis as well, which is a problem. Basically, when, as far as I understand it, it's basically when the grass is too rich for the horses and they develop. It's kind of like blisters on their feet, and it becomes painful for them to walk. So that's Peggy. She's absolutely adorable though, and she's the friendliest little pony ever. We've had her for, oh god, we've probably had her in our family for 15 years now, maybe. Next up is D'Artagnan. So D'Artagnan's full name is actually Panushka Musketeer. He's a show pony, he's Welsh Section B, he's absolutely gorgeous. And he's such a playful little friendly thing. D'Artagnan is getting on now. We bought him when he was 5, and he'd already pretty much finished competing. We did a few competitions, and he still knows a few tricks. So for example, we can make him smile, so if we hold like grass up above, he kind of, I'll show you. He also used to be able to kind of lie down and roll over on command and stuff like that. And just to let you know, my mum is a massive firm believer in this thing called natural horsemanship. And natural horsemanship is where you train horses without using kind of whips or anything that's going to scare, you know, frighten tactics kind of thing. Nothing that's going to scare the horses into doing what you want. My mum fully believes in that, and she's never kind of, you know, she's never going to slap a horse or whip a horse or anything like that. So she fully believes in kind of building their trust and then becoming their kind of dominant, their leader through building trust in a relationship. That's kind of what it is. I think he's probably getting on for about 20 now. We've had him for quite a while. I think he won a few competitions back in the day, about 15 years ago or so, when he was a show pony. He really is a gorgeous boy. Yeah, so that's D'Artagnan, Panushka Musketeer, whatever you want to call him. The next horse is a thoroughbred racehorse called Polly. Polly's very young. She's only about 6 or 7 years old at the moment. We bought her when she was about 5, I think, 4 or 5. Basically, she's very, very fast. So thoroughbreds are the breed that they race. So obviously quarter horses are actually faster over a quarter of a mile, but thoroughbreds can kind of hold their speed over a longer kind of distance. She has competed and she's actually come second in a number of very high kind of standing races. She got retired because she doesn't have that kind of aggressive instinct. She doesn't have the aggression to win, which sounds weird. Basically, racing horses, they don't just need to be fast, because Polly is very, very fast. They need the kind of aggression, as I said. She's not aggressive enough. She's too much of a nice horse. She was, you know, for example, when she was at the stables with the other thoroughbreds, she was always kind of bottom of the food chain just because she's such a kind-spirited, nice horse, which unfortunately means that she's not going to ever be able to win a race because she doesn't want to pass the leader. So yeah, we bought Polly and she is very fast and she's an absolutely gorgeous horse. So yeah, that's my animals at the moment. We've had a few other animals in the past. Like I said, we've had a number of other horses. We've had Dennis, who was a cob. We've had Shergar, who was a Shetland pony. We've had Travis, who was an Arab. We've had Piper, who was a thoroughbred. We've had Polly, who was, oh, there's a horse just walking past now. We also had another doggy at one point as well, Maggie, whatever we wanted to call her. She was a bearded collie and she was adorable. She lived to a brilliant age. She died. Hey there. You okay, honey? You wanna come say hi? Hi, cutie pie.
Hi, Angel.
I'm just telling them all about my animals. Thank you.
I like this conversation.
Yeah?
Love you.
Love you.
Bye, guys.
Bye. And then also, we've also had a cat before called Pudding. Pudding wasn't a very friendly cat, I have to be honest. He was quite mean. He lived in the downstairs toilet, and every time I went to the bathroom downstairs, he would scratch me. He was a mean cat, he didn't like me. And it's sad to say, but he's kind of put me off having another cat. But yeah, he was a great age when he passed away a good few years ago now, maybe 6 or 7 years ago. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this, guys. It's been great to tell you about my animals. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next week. Keep the love alive, like it, comment, and subscribe. Peace. I love you. Goodbye.